2025 has proven to be a pivotal year for the handheld PC market, with essentially every device getting a pretty major chipset refresh. SteamOS is becoming more prolific in the industry, and we are on the precipice of seeing the very first Strix Halo gaming handhelds, which could be an absolute game changer when it comes to performance. But easily two of the most anticipated devices of the year are about to be officially launched: the Asus ROG Ally X and the Lenovo Legion Go 2. Both of these are premium, cutting-edge handhelds that we've seen glimpses and leaks of for months now, but their official launch date is now right around the corner. So let's go ahead and do a pre-launch overview of what we know about these devices, including pricing, availability, specs, and a preliminary comparison between these two devices. Now, when it comes to their predecessors, the Legion Go was originally released back in October of 2023, and it was quite ahead of its time with a pretty large 8.8-inch 144Hz display. It had the then cutting-edge Z1 Extreme chip, 16 gigs of RAM, and really solid thermal management, leading to excellent performance when it comes to 1080p gaming. Another unique aspect of this device was the detachable Joy-Cons, giving you essentially a Nintendo Switch-like gaming experience, which is still pretty rare when it comes to PC handhelds. Now, when it comes to the Legion Go 2, it is expected to keep a lot of these features, including the large 8.8-inch 144Hz display and those unique detachable Joy-Cons, while adding three key upgrades. One is the design. Based off of this early prototype, we can see that the design here is much closer to the newer Legion Go S. If you look at things like the LED accent lighting, the shape, even the surface finish of the plastic, I gotta say, in comparison to the original, it does look a lot more refined here. The second key upgrade is with the display panel. We're essentially keeping all that was good with the original, like the size, the refresh rate, but now they're making the switch to an OLED display panel, instead of the IPS found in the older model. And finally, third is the internals. And essentially, we're getting a comprehensive across-the-board upgrade, going from the Z1 to the Z2 Extreme chip, doubling the RAM to 32 gigabytes, and even getting a 50% larger battery, at a capacity now of 74 watt-hours. So you can see overall, this is a very solid upgrade, keeping what worked with the original while refreshing the design, internals, and delivering a highly requested screen update. Now, shifting to the Asus ROG Ally X, this takes a slightly different approach to this year's refresh. Of course, in terms of the internals, we're getting a similar upgrade, now gaining the new premium Z2 Extreme chip, but compared to the Legion Go 2, they did opt for slightly less RAM at 24 gigabytes and a slightly larger battery at 80 watt-hours. But a bigger difference can be found in the new design. Just like with the Go 2, they decided to refresh the aesthetics here, but you can see they made a much more dramatic pivot here, essentially implementing a hybrid controller design to improve the ergonomics. And I gotta say, modeling this handheld after a controller does make a lot of sense. But by far, the biggest change for the ROG Ally X can be found in its name, because here Asus partnered with Xbox to really optimize the software for this device to make it much more console-like versus PC. So you can see, instead of booting up to a regular Windows desktop, now you have this interface showing you your library of games, quick settings, and other console-like interfaces. But the changes here go far beyond just a menu change, because this has also been optimized to enhance the performance, reducing background operations, extending battery life, and freeing up extra resources for enhanced gaming performance. And this is not the first attempt to do something like this. SteamOS does a similar thing, and that has proven to be very popular. So this new Xbox interface could end up being a very successful thing that we see on more and more handhelds in the future. But putting the Legion Go 2 and the ROG Ally X side by side, we can see that these are both pretty similar premium gaming handhelds. They both build off of the success of their predecessors while offering the latest cutting-edge specs. But they do move in two slightly different directions here. I would say the Go 2, with its larger display and the detachable Joy-Cons, makes it a more flexible overall PC that could potentially be a laptop replacement. And when it comes to the ROG Ally X, even though this is just as capable in terms of performance, due to its smaller size, its Xbox software, and its controller design, it does seem like more of a dedicated portable gamer. And finally, on pricing and availability, Both of these devices are going to be expensive, hovering around the $1,000 price range, although the exact pricing has not been finalized, and it could be impacted by the evolving tariff situation. In fact, on this front, we do have some indications that the Legion Go 2 may launch in most markets by early September, excluding the United States due to the tariff situation. And of course, the Xbox Ally X faces the same challenges, and here the latest word we have is that October 16th will be the official launch date in the United States. If you guys enjoyed, I appreciate a like, subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.